All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Sunday evening. Another edition of Knicks Weekly, episode 135. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros on the ones and twos on today's episode, man. Knicks go 1-2 on the campaign on the week with brutal losses to the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. They lose the Florida two-step and a win, or, you know, if you want to call it that, over the Dallas Mavericks. So let's talk about it, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. CP the Franchise back from Orlando after last night's 133-121 beatdown. Let's get right into it, man. How you feeling, man? Let's get right into it, man.
It's another day, CP. You know how it is. Weekend's going well. How are you doing, though? How was your return trip back from the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Glad to be home. Thank God made it there and back. You know, quick overnight trip, business trip. Get to it. Watch the pregame meetup was fantastic. Shout out to everybody that came through. I'll get into a little bit of that later. Well, let's get to. I'm going to touch on this game because I missed my call in yesterday. You know, I had to get something to eat. Yesterday was crazy. Just a lot of running up and down. And, you know, by the end of the night, it was just, we were cooked. We had to get dinner, and then we ended up crashing. But let's get to this game, man. Because you said before we started, get ready for the Boo Birds. Isn't that what you said? Get ready for the Boo Birds. And this is the thing, man. Before I even get into this, can we stop with the panic mode after a loss? Every single time. We did the same thing after they lost the 3 in a row. The sky is falling. They're not contenders. They can't beat this team. Oh, they don't want to see this team in the playoffs. They're going to first or second round exit. Why do we always do that?
This is who we are.
I mean,
what do you expect at this point, CP? What do you expect?
This is, it's hilarious, man. We are not even 20 games into the season.
16 to be exact.
We are not, exactly. We are not even 20 games into the season. And we're doing this. What did Tip say? We evaluate in 20 game sets. We're not even a quarter of the way through yet. Can we relax a little bit before writing this team off for the remainder of the season, of which there is a lot left to be played?
I agree with that. But don't tell me you weren't aggravated by the way that they quit in the fourth quarter.
I'm going to get to it. But I'm going to start the show off with saying, can we relax for a second? I'm going to get to all of it. All right? I want to get your thoughts on it, and let's have a conversation. But can we, you know, before we get into it, can we understand that there's a lot of basketball to be played?
100% there's a lot of basketball to be played. I agree with that one. That was part of my whole thing. You could be disappointed last night's game, but like I said, it's not going to make or break this season, but it's just aggravating.
Right.
It is absolutely aggravating.
And it is aggravating because last night's game painted a big, big picture of a lot that is wrong with this team right now, if you want to call it that, right? I was there, front row center.
Oh, we saw you. You were on ESPN, my guy. Or not ESPN, but you were NBA TV, actually. They caught you, of course.
No, nobody sent me any footage, man. I didn't know that.
It was a quick glance. They saw you. We saw you chirping at Jalen Suggs, man.
Oh,
saw it.
You saw that? Yeah. It's you know, the Suggs theatrics, man. I was tired of it, man. I was tired of it. And, you know, the thing is that when I'm going through the comments and I'm hearing what people are talking about, some people are like, oh, man, the referees, this, that, and the third. I didn't really think the game was called lopsided for one and the other. I thought it was called fairly, but I thought it was very tight. And that's why I was aggravated, because I'm yelling at the referee, the female referee, the male referee, because I'm like, yo, you got to let these guys play. I thought they called it for both sides, but it was very ticky-tack. And then with the Suggs theatrics, the way he's trying to sell everything, I got aggravated. You know, I got the scotch in me and everything. I was tight. So that was one thing, but that's farther down on my list. Coming into this, we knew they had the size advantage even without Paolo. That's one thing that Orlando has had over the Knicks for a number of years. They didn't even have Paolo play. They didn't have Mo Wagner play. So, to talk about the guys that they have, it's incredible that the size advantage that they pose over the Knicks. And so without OG, I'm like, damn, who's going to be guarding Franz? That was my number one key to this game. And so I'm expecting a little more Mikal Bridges, right? By committee. Yes, you're going to have to settle for some Hart. But I'm like, all right, Diawara's got to play a little bit more. Like, they have no choice. Especially when you have no OG, then Shamet gets hurt.
Right.
Which was crucial, brutal. Lo and behold, we got Mitch guarding Franz for most of the night. And Josh, of which Franz proceeds to cook these guys. So I thought the coach, that was a bad coaching job by Mike Brown. He put Mitch out of position, and Mitch paid for it, and Franz killed the entire team. I don't know who would have done it. I don't know if Mikal would have held his own, but just based on the soldiers that we have, I would have went that way at least to pester Franz, use some of Mikal's length, his wingspan, to try to force something tough. That wasn't the case. All right, so that's one thing. Severely outsized. Fourth quarter, they let go of the rope. And that is a colossal disappointment. They let go of the rope for a couple of reasons. One of my guys who's been on this show and we've worked together on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Antonio Daniels, NBA champion, he always says this line now. He says, defense is a mindset, not a skill set. That's what AD says. It's a mindset, not a skill set. And what I saw in that fourth quarter, these guys quit, man.
100%.
And on 2 days rest. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. You want to tell me that they have their advantages, this, that, and the third, but they mailed it in, bro, in the fourth quarter. You could see it.
You could see it, absolutely. And what bothered me, CP, and this is what I was talking about with CK yesterday, it's like, yo, you played this team a week ago, and they got you on your own home court about a week ago. Yeah. Now you're in their place, and it's like, yo, you know how they said, hey, Magic said they circled the game against New York. They want that as the measuring stick, saying, hey, this is where we are at in the league. I thought New York would come back and do the same thing after you had a poor outing. Even though you won against Dallas, it wasn't your A game, but now you got a matchup against Orlando, and that should have been the time that you take them to task and say, hey, we're the better team here. You got us last week, but we're going to get you this week, and we're going to show you why we are where we are right now. And they didn't do that. And that's what the more frustrating part. And then to add on top of that they quit in the fourth quarter.
They quit, bro.
It's a mindset that you're like, all right. And it's not saying they're not a championship team. There's a lot of basketball left. You just said that at the beginning of the show. CK and I talked about this too. It's like, it's not that I'm looking for this team to play 110% all 82 games. They're clearly thinking about the postseason. They're not going to go win every single game. This is not. That's why they moved on from Tibbs. They didn't want just to think about regular season wins. They got bigger aspirations. But within that game is another game. There are teams on the schedule you have to check off saying, this is where we got to get up for the game, no matter what. All right? And even if the Magic were probably not on your radar, they should have been after last week. And the way that you just quit against them because they were too physical, like that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And I don't care that you're missing OG. I don't care that Shamet got injured. You have more than enough dogs out there to go do it. And what's even more disappointing, and this is why, and I know we're going to talk about him later in the show, is when you watch a guy like Cat out there struggle, even though he got to the free throw line, did his thing in the second half, you're like, yo, we need you now. We can't have these slow starts in the beginning, man. We need you now.
I agree with you there. One thing I'll push back on is you said we had them in our building last week or 2 weeks ago, and now we were in their building. Bro, that was our building as well.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Let me tell you something. First off, I mean, for the pregame on in, even walking into the stadium, bro, it was 80-20 orange and blues memorabilia to Magic. I promise you.
Wow.
I promise you. We walked into their version of the Delta Club, surrounded by Knicks fans. Surrounded. Orange and blue. I'm like, yo, I promise you. The first time the Magic went to the free throw line, boo birds from the top to the bottom. We had it locked in there. And that was another reason why it was disappointing, was because, like, they had no advantages there. But I also think that's part of what turned the magic up. Because, you know, those guys probably took umbrage with it. And so Suggs and those guys, they had a chip on their shoulder and was like, yo, they here for these guys in our building. Let's show them what time it is. And they did. They did a great job of doing that. But I also think, you know, when you said we had enough dogs to beat them, offensively, sure, we had enough. But defensively, no, I don't think so. Because without Deuce, without OG, and even without Shamet, we got even more exposed by not having adequate defenders out there.
I hear you, bro. But this thing was tied up at one point. It's going into the fourth. This thing was like, we were talking about not even a massive difference. I mean, if we're saying here that they quit, that means we believe that they had a chance to win that one. So
yeah,
I thought they could have walked out that game with a win. Ultimately, they didn't. And to me, that's on you guys. Like, you got to figure out. I mean, we talk about adversity. It's not going to be picture perfect like it was last season. We got lucky last season where everybody was fully healthy.
Yeah.
You're not going to have that. We're dealing with the adversity right now. And if you like, it's not going to be easy during the postseason. So get that mental fortitude ready right now and go out there and compete. Simple and plain. That's how I look at it, man.
The interior defense has been terrible. I know Tommy Beer put a tweet out there. Last 5 games, they're giving up 130 points per 100 possessions. I think they're giving up on average like 45 points in the paint. They gave up 64 points in the paint to the Magic, and it's the same issues. And we talked about it after the Dallas game. It was like, all right, you know, you were fortunate to walk out of that Dallas game playing down to the competition, especially defensively. You can't do that against Orlando after what they did to you in the first matchup. And they came back, they did worse, and then they quit. They didn't even finish the game against these guys. So that was disappointing as well. You didn't even turn it up a notch after Dallas. And 2 days rest, bro. 2 days rest.
Bro,
there's no excuse for letting go of the rope on 2 days rest in your building, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. That's why I'm aggravated, bro.
No reason.
That's why I was aggravated after yesterday's show. And I'm like, yo, it does. That's what I'm saying. Like, it does not matter with the injuries that we dealt with, man. We were right there. We were right there in the fourth. We started off strong.
But part of the issue, like where they rank right now, they're 19th ranked defensive rating. And when you look at, you know, cleaning the glass, I can even pull it up here. I mean, you know, they're bottom of the league in terms of rim attempts by the opponent and 3-point attempts by the opponent. So it's like, bro, like, you letting these teams just rain it on you. Like, you got to provide some sort of resistance. And that's why I question you. Like, man, we got the dogs to get it done. I'm not so sure, because when everybody wants to point to the usual culprits and blame Jalen, bring Cap for their defense, how about Josh Hart's defense yesterday?
Oh, it was great.
Like, and that's another thing. So you got Mitch on Franz. You got Jalen, Cat, Josh as weaker links on the defense. No OG, no McBride, no Shamet. Diawara came in, right? I was looking for more Diawara minutes. We needed it. Defensively, he gave him some good energy, gave him some good minutes. But on the offensive side, he was nervous as hell.
Oh, yeah, you could see it.
Nervous as hell. Gets a
That's
steal.
the rookie in him, man.
Coughs the ball up. I don't need you shooting 3-pointers just yet. He airbails a 3. That was a little sketchy. So, again, do we have the dogs yet? I'm not so sure. You have Yabusele. Non-factor. Every time he's in, he's lost on the defensive end. So on top of the fact that you brought him in here to make shots, not doing that, and certainly not playing no defense, he's no good to anybody right now, 16 games through. Give him time, give him patience, but he's been useless to the Knicks right now. Absolutely useless. So that is part of many issues with the Knicks, is like, all right, we can talk about the bench trio of Clarkson, Deuce, or foursome there, Clarkson, Deuce, Shamet, and Hart. When they're healthy and they're going, yeah, they're good. But I just named you 4 guards, size-wise, right? Mm-hmm. So now, when you look at, that's your 9. That's your 9-man rotation. So that's your bench. But now on the extended bench, 9.5 to, say, 13. There's not much, right? There's not much there, bro.
You talk about Kolek, Hukporty, all those guys. Is that
There's
what you're
nothing
talking
there.
about? Yeah. No, I look, man, I hear you on that. But look, a thing. So let me ask you this then: if we're looking at this roster, be like, I get that we're out. Like we didn't have McBride. OG's gonna miss some time. Look, we know Shamet's not playing tomorrow. The question's still out. Is this man returning? What other assessment? All right. What more is he have to go through to see if he can even return the season? Will he return the season? That's the big question mark. But like, if you're pointing out all of that, are you saying that we have no shot winning games, or like should we be in games then?
What I'm saying is the fact that extended, and every team doesn't have that, but as a team like them who are capped at the second apron, you have to be able to hit even on extended bench because of the injury risk that you have. They're very thin. You have to pencil in OG to miss games. You got to pencil in Mitch to miss games, right? Hart, again, he's not going to be just turbo every game. He's slowing down. And when my guy Elite tells me he's only like 31, yo, he's an old 31, man. He's an older 31. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's an older 31 in terms of like wear and tear. So it just goes back to needing more wing depth. And the fact that, we keep saying it, Diawara getting the minutes and your first round pick is getting nothing tells you everything that you need to know. It was all told in this game. The fact that we were told that Diawara was even more of a project than Dadier. He was supposed to be draft and stash. He comes in, he looks the part. So you already see that he needs time. You see that they have no faith in Dadier. Yabusele giving you nothing. Where's the front court depth? So yeah.
No, so I hear everything you're saying, man. And like, look, I get that this is like the pushback saying, do we have the dogs to compete? But I'm going to look at this like this whole team and the way the front office constructed it was to say, we're going to go offensive heavy. We were going to go rely heavily on the offense, have some opportunistic defense, because if you believe that this was going to be a defensive stalwart team, look, having Jalen and having Cat out there, you're going to have some glaring holes. Like that's just is what it is. And so this is the whole roster construction, what they wanted. So when I still see that we have our two all-stars out there, I'm still expecting that we could put up points because that's the direction this team wanted to go. Like, that's what they were looking at. They're saying, you know what? We didn't want Tiz because we didn't think the offense was created enough. So now we went with Mike Brown after seeing what he did with Sacramento, saying, hey, he could get everybody involved and we could run up the score. And we saw what he did with Sacramento, especially in year one. All right? That team won many games, just run up the score on everybody. Defense was to be had, all right? Wasn't existent. And that's what they looked at this team. They said, hey, I know we got OG. I know we got Mitch. Those two guys are injury prone. Mitch, we have no idea. Right now, he's not playing even at his best. So we got to be capable of scoring at a high rate. And if I'm going to see Brunson, Cat, and Bridges out there, I'm still thinking we got to be able to score at a high rate. All right? And still get some opportunistic defense. Yeah. Josh Hart could do some of that stuff. He's not going to be perfect. Bridges could do some of that stuff. When you have McBride out there, he could do some of that stuff. I get that we're missing guys. But then you got to figure it out. That's the whole point and why they went with this roster construction. So then if you're telling me that we got to, because what it sounds like to me right now, CP, is that you're a little worried about how this team's going to handle missing some of these guys because, if Deuce is going to miss time, OG is going to miss time, and we're talking about our defense, then I got to look at the front office and say, hey, we got to either address something right now because we don't got enough defense, because Mitch certainly doesn't look right now. He's still trying to get correct.
Mitch doesn't look great. He didn't look great.
What are we going to do to solve this? Because that also tells me that they have to believe this team's got to be able to put up 140 points to win every single night to hold ground. Because looking at the schedule right now, this is the soft part of the schedule. It's only going to get harder after this.
It's only going to get harder. It's only going to get harder. You're right. Mitch does not look great. We talked about that with the stat we talked about with Tommy Beer. Last 5 games, gave up 130 points per 100 possessions when he's on the court. So that's not a good endorsement of him. I thought the Franz thing yesterday was a complete mistake by Mike Brown. That was ridiculous, and that should have never happened. He should have never even guarding Franz. It's one thing to get switched out to the guy on the perimeter every now and again. It's another thing to make it a feature of your defense, which was ridiculous. That should have never happened, and the Magic did a great job exposing the Knicks, where every time they swung it to his side of the court, they just took him off and took off from the starting line and beat him to the basket. So that was a terrible job by Mike Brown in that regard. Now, where do they go moving forward? You have to continue forcing the Diawara minutes. You have to. He's got to get more reps. Trial by fire, trial by combat, and you got to see what you can get. His arm stretched from one end of the court to the other.
I mean, dude, he had some great steals.
Great
steals.
You got to.
He turned it back over, but he had some great steals.
So they have no choice but to play him. I would be playing Tosan. Tosan on the two-way. Bring Tosan up. We need dogs. We need athletes, man. We need athletes. We don't have enough athleticism. And the thing about Yabusele is this. First off, based on, we even said it in the offseason, based on the money that they had and the options that they had, they still came out okay with what they have. However, when you think about Yabusele, they need athletes, man. They need athletes, and they need a dog defensively. And he's not giving you that. He wasn't a defender coming into this. He was a good shooter. He had the 40% from three, right? But one thing he doesn't do, he doesn't attack the basket, and he doesn't draw fouls. And it's not an indictment on him, but we need an athlete, man. We need a lunch pail athlete. So if Yabusele does not get it together by February, they need to figure out if they need to use that salary with Dadier, Kolik, whoever it is. Right now, their stock is way low. It's in the basement. They got to figure out what they can package 2 or 3 of those guys up with and try to get some back-end dogs in here. Easier said than done. But like I said, that extended rotation is giving you 0 right now, potentially, especially on the defensive end. Huck's not even getting minutes.
That's crazy.
Huck's not even getting any minutes over Yabusele right now.
You're even saying that, it's like it's still crazy because, and I get like why Yabu's going to get the minutes instead of Huck because you paid him, you got to at least try it out. It's the same thing with the Fournier thing and why Grimes didn't even start his rookie season because he had Evan Fournier here. It's like, look, we paid this guy, we have to try to see if he can work it out and see if he can get a rhythm going. And that's what they're doing for Yabu right now. So I totally get it. But I also am in agreement with you that if he's not going to get it figured out by February, get him out of here, man.
You got to go,
we got bigger things to be worrying about, man. We do not have time to wait the entire season to figure it out. This is a prime position the Knicks are in right now to attack an Eastern Conference that everyone's saying like, hey, it's their runway. Even when I talk to fans here in Boston, man, and people who are fans of like Detroit, people who are fans of the Pacers, Celtics, whatever it may be, even Knicks fans, they're like, yo, this could be our year because of looking at the East. Even with Detroit right now leading first in the Eastern Conference, it's like, yeah, but they're still too young. They still need to get a little bit more scars before they really take that distance to really compete for a championship. And they still need to like do some more things around the edges to be that type of roster. This is the Knicks' chance, man. And so that we don't got time to wait for everybody. But I go back to the front office. This is where, you got to think about what you're trading, passing up on draft picks. Like this all adds up at some point, CP. This all adds up.
It's all adding up.
And now you have, come on, you got lucky with OG last season. You didn't think you were going to get 2 years where, he was going to be healthy all the way through. That's
right.
Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same spot.
You can't rely on that. So, look, they had to make a lot of maneuvers to even put this team in this place right now. It's very difficult. I can't go back and, nitpick on the cap exercises that Brock and Leon decided to do because by and large it's worked out for them. However, where we can take them to task is the talent evaluation in the lower parts of the draft. Dadier is a prime example. You have a first-round pick right now who is no good to you in his second year. Second year.
Frank Ntilikina vibes, man.
He can't even get you 6 points a game. He can't even get in the game.
6 minutes.
He can't even get you 6 minutes. That's where you could kind of take them to task. Like, we're in a tough spot here where you have to get... Not every one of these guys is going to pan out, especially in the back end of the draft. It doesn't work like that with a lot of teams. But you had 3 of those slots right there. From Dadier, Kolik, Huck, and now Diawara, that's 4 guys right now that can't really help you even in extended rotation minutes.
So let me ask you this. What move are you making? Because There's a lot of issues that need to be addressed. I mean, we're seeing it right now how razor thin this team is. Brunson's out, and you're like, oh, whoa, we need another guy who can initiate offense and
Stint.
be a lead ball handler. Oh, wait, now we're missing OG. Hold on, we need another wing that can defend. We need that. Then you look at Mitch, you're like, hold on 1 second. If we got to have Cat at the 5 full time, this is going to be awful because we're not going to get any defense going. All right. So, like, what are you prioritizing, CP? What's the first thing you prioritizing?
Wing.
Is it wing?
Wing. I'm not even worried about the offense right now. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not worried about Cat's offense. I'm not worried about offense in the slightest. The defense has gotten worse this year than it was under Tibbs, bro. It's gotten worse. They need to get stopped. They can't keep anybody in front of them.
That's crazy.
They scored 120.
It's the same
points.
roster. How did that happen?
They scored 120 because mindset, not a skill set. I think they're mailing it in. But the problem is you're getting everybody else's best shot. Younger, athletic teams. You went into their building with your fans booing those players. And they went for your heart. And they got it. You got your heart ripped out. You got dragged across the bar again like they did in your building. You're going to get every team's best shot. They got Chicago's best shot. They get Miami's best shot. You get Orlando's best shot. And now the problem is you already lost 2 to both of these teams in Florida. And they're having great seasons. I mean, Orlando's climbing back up after the slow start. But Miami's been there. And so in the event, I'm always big on those season series. You're already down 2.
You have a chance to tie with Miami, but you
have a chance to tie.
You can't with Orlando. They already won the series.
They won the series.
Yeah.
So, they got to decide how much they want to take these games. But these other teams, these younger teams, Detroit's going. Miami's going. Orlando's going. Bucks are going. Bucks don't have no choice with Giannis. And Giannis ain't playing around. You going pedal to the metal, you might get smacked, right? So, the mentalities of a lot of these teams are different, whereas with the Knicks is like, Cap is doing what he can do. Offensively, Cap does what he does. But defensively, they got to get their hands in the mud, man.
So then is it fair for fans to be concerned? Or like, I get not mailing it in, but isn't it fair to be concerned where it's this part of the season? And I get the injuries, but if you're seeing guys mail it in right now, not knowing the urgency that they got to play with while guys are down, isn't that concerning? Saying, hey, when are we going to start building good habits?
Yeah.
When are we going to start building good habits to say this is the identity of a championship caliber team? Does that worry you? Is that fair for fans to be that worried?
Yeah, it's absolutely fair because it's the same issues that we saw last year with them. It's the same issues that we saw last year, and in a lot of cases even worse. So it's definitely fair. And like I said, the wing issue, that was their last year too. That was my issue last year. Like, yo, we don't have enough wing depth. But at the same time, the burying the team after 16 games is utterly ridiculous. We've made these mistakes over and over and over again. Remember, even at the end of last year when they lost the back-to-backs to the Hornets and the Spurs. And I'm fighting everybody like, yo, we're okay. This doesn't matter. What do you mean? What do you mean these guys are that? They were 2 games away from the finals, man. The playoffs it's a whole nother season. We got to fight the injury bug, and we got to find a way to get timely stops. They're never going to be top 5. They're never going to be an elite defense. Timely stops. But they're far from an even middle. Because right now they're on the embarrassing part of the spectrum. They're on the embarrassing side of things. Right? Right now we're just looking for timely stops. They're just not getting it.
They're not getting it. And, it just needed to be an opportunistic defense, which they were. And look, I get it. That OG and all those guys were part of it. But, look, even if you talk about, like, they showed even with the lapses that they had mentally, they were capable of getting far. But there's no wiggle room when it comes to that point. There is none. And I think that's the thing, CP, is that where people are like, I guess that they're looking already to mail it in, which I don't agree with either. But it's because it's like there is a mindset. There is like when you saw OKC last year, they walked in on the court and they're like, nah, we're snatching. We're snatching hearts right now. We're not playing with anybody. We're gonna come here and do our work. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm just looking for that. And that's not something that, I was talking to CK about it. Like, I played sports. I played I played football. I played like rugby. I played with guys who are like, I'm gonna chill through practice, but I'll turn it up during the game. And that doesn't really work. That mentality doesn't work. And I hope that the Knicks are not falling into that mindset that just because they made it to the ECF last year, that they could just tap into another gear once they get back into the postseason. Because then you're actually creating a bad habit rather than versus a good habit. So
Yeah.
I hope they're not doing that, because once you get into that part of the season, once you're looking to go push for a championship, everyone's got to be locked in. Everyone's got to be in lockstep moving forward. The communication, the focus, it's on another level.
Yeah.
It's not what they're showing now. And I think that's the concern why people are like, yo, what is this team trying to do right now? Where are they at?
For sure. So, those are just some of the things, man, that we'll have to monitor as the season progresses. Now, they're claiming the Shamet injury right now is a sprain. I mean, that looked like
that ain't no sprain.
That looked like, an AC joint popped or something separated. So we'll see. I think they're keeping it conservative right now, and let's see what happens there. But yeah, legitimate concerns. I think that the concerns are valid. All I'll say is, again, just stay patient. 16 games. We're not even 20 games in, not even a quarter of the way through. But certainly it is gut check time coming soon. On a positive side, Al, if we wanted to go positive, welcome back to the captain. Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson. Our KFTV player of the week came in 2 games, 31.5 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 50% from the field, and 53.8% from 3. Cap came back with a vengeance, man, and always sees red when he sees Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs, as good of a defender as he is, Cap has his number, man. I got to look up the numbers of Cap versus Suggs, but Cap seems to get the better of him. He's come back, and he's been on point, offensively. Give the Knicks what he does his job. All right, he does his job. Now, defensively, we know it's not going to be the prettiest, but he makes up for that with his offensive production. I thought he had a good game yesterday offensively and in the Dallas game as well.
Yeah, he had a great game, CP. And look, it's sad because those type of efforts, when they don't come out and win, you're like, come on, man. Like, it's just disappointing because he's going out there and you see, this is why Brunson's so great. You know where you're going to get from him on a night-to-night basis. He's so consistent at being great, which is why he's top in the league right now, man. Top 5 guard in the NBA, no question.
Yeah.
And when you get that type of production, you hope that the rest of the team just follows suit and knows what the goal is. But you can see that he was frustrated afterwards walking off the.
Yeah.
You see that he is bothered, man. This is a guy who loves winning, who competes every single night, and that it just stinks because you don't want. And this is getting way too far, right? And the season's not even there, but you don't want it to be like a Ewing's type of career where he's fantastic, and it's just like we're talking about margins here. We're talking around the margins. Yeah. So he's fantastic, man. We already know what he's going to do. And what's great is that he came back off an ankle injury that he dealt with against the Magic, came back out, played well against Dallas, and then goes against the Magic in short amount of time and looks just back to normal. He is not – this guy has come into the season ready to go, and I love everything about it.
Yeah, Cap's ready to go, and as you said, he walked off fairly disappointed. And Cap is one of those guys who holds himself accountable, and he always does it. In the locker room yesterday, he held the defense accountable. He held his defense accountable and kept it a beans. They got to keep the guys in front of him. They can't even do that right now. And he looked like he was pissed off, and so that's bad news for the Nets on Monday, and then they'll go to Charlotte for NBA Cup game on Wednesday. So it's always one of those get right games, and this is a get right week for the Knicks to bounce back with Cap leading the way. So that is Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson, once again our KFTV player of the week, and that's right, Al. Cap was the man. And speaking of man, shout out to one of our sponsors of tonight's show, man, and that is Manscaped. You guys know it, man. The #1 men's grooming tool, both above and below the waist. Knicks fans, make sure you tap in with Manscaped for the holidays, because not only do they have a ton of great products and stocking stuffers, Al, no pun intended, but they also have the Performance Package 5.0. And I got it right here with me, and it's pretty incredible. So first and foremost, with the Performance Package 5.0, you get the Lawnmower 5.0. This is Manscaped's signature device here, fellas. If you don't get it, it's now winter time here in the East Coast. So, you might want to go with the Van Gundy. If you feel lucky, you want to go with the Jordan. But as you see, man, it's got the LED spotlight. Listen to the engine right here, Al. This is going.
Woo!
This is
Doesn't
going.
stop.
All right? But it's got the skin-safe technology, so you can do your thing. You have the light there. It's also waterproof. You could do it in the shower, whatever you're into, and then you've got the spotlight there. Great battery time. And so this is the power button here, but it's also got the travel lock button there, Al. So, when I take it with me like down to Orlando, I got to make sure I got the travel button in there and the carry on so it's not going crazy. So when I'm on the plane, people are not like, what is that sound going off? So not only that, let me get the rest of the performance package here. Show you guys what comes in this thing, because this thing is pretty brolic, man. So this is the performance package. Hang on, let me go full screen to me. So yeah, so that was a Lawnmower 5.0, but there you see it out. This is the rest of the package, right?
Wow.
So you got the Weed Whacker, right? That's your ear and nose trimmer. Here's the Weed Whacker here. This comes in the package. Bingo bongo. Ooh. There you go. Okay, so you have that. You have your crop preserver. This is your ball deodorant. Okay, hey, some of you fellas, you need this, man. Let's keep it real. It's all right. This is a safe space. And then you have your ball aftershave. So there you go. Right after you're done taking care of the family jewels with the 5.0 lawnmower, you throw the aftershave on there. Hopefully, you don't go crazy like Kevin from Home Alone. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying. All right. And then you get your travel bag. So it comes with the travel bag. And this is perfect timing for me because I needed this. Comes with a travel bag and, Al, a pair of boxes. There you go, pair of boxer briefs. So nice, man. Nice packaging, no pun intended. Nice aesthetic, and take care of you. Nice starter pack. And for our people at home, they'll take care of you, man. 15% off, plus free shipping using our code KFTV. Shout out to our friends at Manscaped for once again partnering with the number one show for the fans, by the fans. Make sure you check them out for all of your holiday gift needs. No testimonials, all right? Just go get it. No testimonials, man. You know what I'm saying now?
Hey, look, if you haven't gotten Manscaped yet,
yeah,
you're missing out.
Yeah.
They got the goods.
They've got it. They've got the goods. So, all right, that's that. So we got to the bad, talked about the good. If you guys want to call us up on the KFTV Discord, certainly do so. How about this other report, Alex? Let's talk about this other report, man.
I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah, because it's just like, it can never just be one thing. We can never just focus on one thing, like getting the team right and getting our defense right. We always have to talk about trades.
Of course.
Always have to talk about trades.
Would we be the New York Knicks if there was no trades involved?
This is true. But then see, it comes back to me. Like, I end up having to deal with this when people are asking me, like, what do you think? What do you think? So I think this must have come from our guy Ian Begley's mailbag. Shout out to our guy Ian Begley, friend of the program. Shout out to Ian. This must have came from his mailbag where, I guess, based on Dallas's perceived fire sale, based on, Nico Harrison getting fired, a lot of people are speculating, will Dallas start to destroy, rebuild around Cooper Flagg? And one name came up was Anthony Davis, in which Ian Begley said that the Knicks could go after Anthony Davis if he becomes available. This is a quote from Ian. He says, I'm sure the Knicks would at least check in with Dallas if/when Anthony Davis becomes available. You may scoff at the idea, but the Knicks want to win a title. If Dallas is offering Davis at below market cost, I'm sure the Knicks will at least give this some thought. What do you think, Alex?
If you're giving this some thought, we need to have a real conversation because we already got two injury-prone guys. Now you're going to add a third to the mix? I'm out on Anthony Davis, man. I'm done. And I see it's for Karl-Anthony Towns. I understand how frustrating of it Towns can be as a player and the inconsistencies. Not for Anthony Davis. And just because the injury concerns alone, too much. If you're thinking about competing for a title, the best ability is availability. Anthony Davis is not really available like that. Come on. What are we doing here? I can't, man. As talented as a player that Anthony Davis is, He's missed a lot of games, too many games in his NBA career where you're like, we're really going to take this chance right now? Look, let's go. Let's just go through a couple of them. All right. Last season, he played 51 games. 51. The year before that, they were lucky. It was like an OG season. He played 76 games. Before that, 56. Before that, 40. Before that, 36. All right. We can keep going back to when he was a Pelican and all that stuff, but he has not played 60 plus games consistently since his entire tenure with the Lakers. Why would I want to take that on now? We are past that point. I'm out on Anthony Davis, man.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I mean, listen, I know you'd say don't scoff at it. Knicks want to win the championship. You want to win a championship with a guy who's actually playing on the court. That's that. You want to win a championship with 11 to 13 guys, 2 of which are your main stars, and Anthony Davis, who's never healthy, is not the trade that you want to make. Well, and what is considered a low market offer based on the salary that he's making? It means either cat or you're depleting your depth again for a guy who's going to be in street clothes. That would be the most ridiculous same old Knicks trade all over again. When are we going to get past the name and get to the reality that the guy is never, ever healthy? And I see some ridiculous comment on Twitter where some guy thought he was flexing, saying, Knicks fans cape for Mitchell Robinson and he's injury prone. So then you're gonna scoff at Anthony Davis. One is a role player and one is supposed to be a main cog to you winning a championship. 2 different things. 2 completely different things. One is a role player, the other is supposed to be one of your 2 primary engines. If he's not available for you, it's a terrible trade. Period.
You want to know what it'll look like if you don't have Anthony Davis? Let's go back to when Julius Randle missed the rest of the season after that Jaime Jaquez tried to defend him while he's in midair. Remember how we had to watch Jalen Brunson just do everything offensively to keep the team rolling? That's what it would look like if you had Anthony Davis on this team.
The whole cat thing is just ridiculous. Again, the guy does not play. What are we talking about? He doesn't play. He's not playing right now.
Can't we have higher aspirations too? Bring back the Giannis conversation if we're gonna do this.
Let's go get the guy that cost Nico his job, so that could also cost Leon Rose his job. That'll make sense. I'm sure Leon is chomping at the bit to go get him. Bro, trades don't work like that no more, man.
Nah.
Trades don't work. Once you had to do the salary matching, it was over with. You just can't fantasy trade your way to a championship anymore. It don't work. It does not work.
And you're seeing that a lot of, and this is a little off topic, but you're seeing that a lot of players who would be in the middle class, right, of getting contracts, they're upset. It was you see Trey Jones and guys like them say hey, it's great for the star players, but for us, it's feast or famine out here. And that's the unfortunate nature of how the CBA is. And you can't just easily just trade it because there's aprons now that prevent you from just doing this type of stuff. Knicks are pressing up against the second apron. So it's you want to even be locked in for a guy who won't play that much? I'm good, man. I'm absolutely good.
If you want to tell me, they fall short of the goal and maybe they got a Hail Mary, they're going to Hail Mary it for Giannis as a last-ditch attempt with this window, I'll buy the logic behind that. I can't buy the logic behind trading for Anthony Davis. It'd be the riskiest move for Leon to make that would seal his fate if this guy comes here and doesn't ever play in meaningful minutes. We've done it before. We've been down that road many a times. And it has cost previous GMs their job. Leon don't want to go that way.
That'd be a full-on desperation move.
A full-on Hail Mary for the wrong guy. Come on, people, man. We got to smarten up, pal. We got to smarten up.
It's not Anthony Davis.
Yeah. We got to smarten up, man.
You know how people were joking like, "Oh, Jordan Clarkson's gonna be doing a runway." Anthony Davis is legitimately doing a runway every time he's at a game in street clothes. I'm wondering what is he wearing.
It's ridiculous. Salute. Shout out to let's shout out some of these guys here, Al. Well, what do you guys think in the chat, man? You call it in the chat. Do you want AD in here or not, man? Call it in the chat, man. Stand up for your takes, man. It's a judgment-free zone.
No, it's not. What?
Just kidding. That's what they got tomatoes for. Let me shout out the super chats that have come in. Shout out to Soup 5142. He spammed the supers, man. Shout out to Soup. $20 super chats. It's a tough loss, but got to look at the big picture. 9-6 with Brunson, OG, and Deuce all missing time. Cat hasn't shot well. Mike still figuring out rotation. Someone needs to show Brown Tosan net highlights. Absolutely. Y'all thought I was joking when Papa Left put out a tweet earlier today talking about who's going to guard Michael Porter Jr. tomorrow night, Monday night. Give me some Tosan minutes, man. You laughing? Give me some Tosan minutes. Yabusele, you gotta hit. You take a rest for a little bit, reconfigure. Maybe it was a little too much going on with FIBA and all of that. Maybe he just is overworked. Take a rest and look at some defensive tape. Let me see what Tosan is dealing with, man. I'm for real, Al.
I know you're for real. I'm laughing not at the fact that having Tosan play. I'm laughing at the fact that I can already see how this goes. He will then be catapulted. If this guy has a good outing, this guy's going to be catapulted into the Alec Burks, Isaiah Hartenstein, CP Love, chamber over here.
Give me some Tosan minutes. He's 6'8". He's not afraid. Come on, man. Who's got more confidence right now, Tosan or Diawara? Give me some Tosan minutes, man. And stop playing around. Now's the time. What do we have to lose? Right? Like, the first thing you got to start with is try improvement from within. This is what you have. You got the guys on two-way contracts. Give them some burn.
Where's McCullough right now?
Oh, what is Kev doing? How's Kev doing in how's Kev doing in the G League? How's he doing, man?
Let's see. Well, let's pull it up right now.
Yeah, pull it up. JG on the Discord. JG, are you there?
Sure. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. How you doing, man? We're just talking trades or riffing.
Yeah. No, I'm real quick on the AD trade rumors nonsense. I think that's what it is. It's nonsense. I don't like every year when the Knicks lose games, everybody's on the trading block all of a sudden. Get rid of everybody. Get some random big name. AD doesn't play. It makes no sense.
Ridiculous.
And we'll go to the playoffs with nobody on the roster, and we'll have Brunson 1-on-5. So it makes no sense.
Right.
And then I think when it comes to the defense, what's frustrating to me, and I'm sure you guys see this also, it's like it seems like everybody wants to blame Cat because obviously we know what he is on defense, and people want to blame Brunson. It's like it just feels like the other guys also. Everybody's falling asleep almost.
Yeah.
Teams are putting up, the most 3-point attempts right against us, and it's like guys are just every time teams are moving the ball around, and it's like someone off ball is just falling asleep looking at the ball handler. And then all of a sudden they look to their right and someone's shooting a wide open three.
Wide open.
Every time down the floor. And it's like, you can't win that way.
No.
You need to have some sort of and like you said, right, it is more of a mindset as opposed to a skill set. Because at the end of the day, and that's how I've always looked at it too with defense, is like, yeah, you might be physically, not as gifted as someone else you might be guarding, but at the end of the day, defense is about effort. If you're not putting in any effort, you have no chance.
Right. No chance.
No chance. And it's not like the Magic are some, offensive juggernaut. They're more built on defense too. So it's like when they're just blowing by you and they're hitting open threes, it's like you clearly not even trying against this team. And then obviously, like you guys said, they quit in the fourth quarter, which was disheartening to see.
They quit, man. So appreciate the call, man. I
yes, sir. Thank you.
They mailed it in. And then an insult to injury, Al. You had Knicks fans leaving the game early.
That's rough.
I didn't like that, man. We were surrounded by Magic fans. We had some Knicks fans, close to us. Close enough, but we were pretty much around a lot of like Magic season ticket. So you got people, Knicks fans leaving, they walking past me, and people looking at me like, yo, where your people going? I'm like, I don't know. Meanwhile, these were the same people at the pregame meetup, and I'm like, man, I never see these people a day in my life, man. I'm sticking around till 0-0-0.
That's where they were going back to the bar for the pregame meetup. They're like, oh man, I gotta drink this away.
They're like, hey buddy, where all your friends going? Like, man, I never see these people a day in my life, man. I'm here till the end. Yeah, Knicks fans leaving, man. That was a bad look. Come on, man. Why are you leaving? Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, man. I can't do that, Al. It's just not in me, bro.
Nah,
I never walked out on a Knicks game before the game was over.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
Yeah.
Jets will make me do that. Knicks won't.
Yeah, nah. I never done that, man. I never done that. All right, let's shout out some more super chats. We got some more people on the line as well. We'll keep it moving. We have the poll out right now, Al, on the AD trade. 85-15. No. 85-15 people right now say they would not trade for Anthony Davis. Okay? All right. Shout out to Armand Dutta, Al. $25 super chat. Shout out to Armand Dutta. Says, I'm the only AD we need. There we go. Shout out to Armand Dutta. He's throwing his hat in the ring. Is that the Rhyme Animal Chuck D? Yes, it is, Al. Here we go. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. $10 super chat. Number 2 in the chat leaderboard says Tibbs screamed at them 52 minutes, 2 minutes beforehand and after 100 games of it. Mike Brown is never going to yell. Ain't his style. But meanwhile, something got to wake them up. Let's get to 26-15, then go. Yeah. Halfway. Let's get to the halfway mark. I'm with the OG, man. Who else we got here? Shout out to... Oh, you still there, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Shout out to Soup again. Says Shamet looks done. Non-guaranteed deal. Do the Knicks release him and bring back Alec Burks? Let's tackle it one step at a time. Who knows? Last year, he injured it in the preseason, and he made it back, was it March or April?
Was it that late?
When did Shamet come back? So we'll see. Let's see what happens. So hope for the best. Let's hope they're right. It seems a little bit conservative with their diagnosis of a sprain.
Trying to find out when Shamet returned.
Okay. Soup said, I told $5 super chat. He says, I told Han we didn't have enough big wing depth on the season preview. And if OG went down, we would be in trouble. I'm with Soup, man. We need more wing depth. Soup also says, I'd be more interested in Najee Marshall if Dallas is having a fire sale. Heck no, an AD. Yeah, I check in on Najee, but I'm not sure salary-wise. See, that's a problem when you got to talk about salary match and things like that. I think he got something fairly decent. Let's look up Najee Marshall's contract.
Well, to give you an answer on Shamet returned late in December last season.
Okay, so that was 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's hope for something like that, at the worst. I like Shamet, man. That's just unfortunate, man, on a personal level. Brutal.
Bro, you saw, it didn't even take a second. He knew what happened. He's like, nope, I'm getting off the court right now.
Brutal. I like Shamet, man. He was
same.
He was working his way to a great story, but it's a brutal sport. Okay, Najee Marshall contract. So he's at 327. So he's at 9. So you see, that's the problem. It's like, for one, he's got 2 more years on his deal. For one, would the Knicks commit to a player with multiple years on a deal? Not likely. And then also, who would you pair up to trade for him? It would have to be, you're thinking, it would have to be a Yabusele. You start there. And then a deal where you're talking about 2-3 players. But the problem is, you have to fill those other roster spots as well, because the Knicks would be short roster spots.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when we talk about the CBA, even something like that isn't just go get him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, it's got to be thoughtful on how you're going to fill the back end of your roster, and that's just that's the unfortunate part with the new CBA, man. You're going to be giving up a lot of players to get someone in return. And it's not like that wasn't the case back in prior to this one, but like there's more opportunities just to build a roster, and like you saw what the Warriors were able to do. They were willing to pay the luxury tax to maintain that roster. But now with how the cap is structured, even if you want to entice somebody, is that person worth, even if it's like 2 million they pay them their contract, is it worth going into the second apron and being essentially locked in with that roster for quite some time?
That's right. So, just not easy, man. Just not easy. Again, a guy who could certainly help this team, I would think, but just not easy. You know. But we'll see, man. See what Leon and those guys has up their sleeve. All right, let's get to the phones again. I see Hooper. We'll get to Hooper, and then we'll talk about next week. Hooper, go ahead.
Yo.
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Okay.
Just thought yesterday's game was not the best, Defense could have been way better than
Yeah.
what it has been. Quite atrocious.
Yeah. They got to pick it up.
Landry went down.
I'm sorry?
Very unfortunate. Landry went down. He was being so good for us.
Yeah. That was tough, man. That was tough. He's got a fire and an energy to him that this team needs.
Yeah, this bench already has no depth as it is, so it's like you kind of relying on some rookies now.
Yeah.
And I hope we don't get Anthony Davis because I don't need Mr. 2.0 Mitchell Robinson out here. You gotta be in and out. Like it's just like not worth our time to play for him.
No,
I'd rather keep that at this point.
Now is not the time.
Leon will get fired for this. I feel like, or get shaded for it.
Oh yeah, that would seal Leon's fate, man. That would seal his fate.
Yeah.
80 is not the move, man. But look, it's that time of year. Knicks fans, we always talk trade. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. We want all the good players, but we never get them.
What do you mean, man? We got Captain Clutch. We got Jalen Brunson, man. We got the best point guard in the East, man.
We never got LeBron. We never got Steph. We could have had Steph in 2009.
Couldn't have had Steph Hooper, but man, I'm gonna let you get ready for school. You got school tomorrow, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and get ready, man. I'll let you.
Yeah, I do.
All right, man. I'll let you play. That's Hooper on the Discord, Al. We're gonna drop him off, man.
He said we could have gotten Steph.
Yeah, it's a common thing. I just talked about this the other day with Maria, man. Like, it's become that.
How could we have gotten Steph? I would love to know how we could have.
It's because it's nothing to Hooper. Hooper, you're our guy. Call back anytime. But it's become such a cultural phenomenon, and it's based on the wrong information.
That's what I'm saying.
But because some people, not Hooper, but the outsiders, don't know the specifics of that, what happened, that it always becomes, the Knicks, they passed up on Stephen Curry. Like they passed up on everybody else. That's not the case, people. That's not the case. We did not have him. we
didn't have a chance.
We didn't have it. But, that's how those things go. That's how it's become an urban legend. That's what I'm looking for, Al. It's become an urban legend. You know those urban legends?
Yep.
Become one of those. we never had a shot at the guy, people. Please, we got to let that go, man.
CP, we could have had Michael Jordan, too.
We could have had Jordan. They said he was going to sign in 98. 96, whenever it was, we could have had Jordan.
We could have had Magic Johnson, too, while we're at it.
Yeah. Shout out to Magic. I was going through my old cards today. And when I got back from Orlando, the little man had my binder. And I didn't really like my old cards. I had a lot of Magics in there, man. A lot of Magic joints, like old Magic joints, Dream Team Magic, All-Star Magic. I got a lot of Magic Johnson cards. A lot of Jordans, a lot of Ewings. A lot of Ewings. I probably stopped collecting cards hardcore probably like 9-6 I probably stopped. So I don't have no like LeBrons or nothing like that. I stopped collecting cards a long time.
Well, now you're right back in it because you're ripping packs.
Oh, I'm back to ripping packs. I'm back to ripping packs. I'm gonna rip another one tomorrow, man. I got another one.
Make sure it's on camera this time.
Yeah, we did it on camera the last time.
Oh my God, not that. Like actually have the pack on camera, CP, and rip it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I had to learn the new technique that the young whippersnappers are doing, man. I had to learn that. You know? I definitely have to learn that, man.
I'm just making sure people see that, you're opening up. That's the whole thrill of it. It's like, here.
Yeah.
Rip it open. Or sometimes people, do a nice little ginger opening of the pack so that they don't destroy anything. Whatever you're into,
whatever. Yeah, I'm learning the ways, man. I am learning the ways. All good, man. But since you're talking about seeing Al, I don't know if you saw my new chain, man. So shout out. We got a new sponsor of today's show. And shout out to these guys, man, at GLD, Al. I don't know if you checked these guys out, but as I mentioned, a lot of our sponsors are doing very big things around the holidays, and GLD is another one, man. They got these sharp chains. They make chains, pendants, and this one right here, this is the Cuban. This is the Micro Cuban 20-inch joint. And the great thing about GLD is, number one, you can also get like pendants. Like you can get team pendants. You can get a Knicks one if you wanted one. So it's a nice it's a nice gift set there. So here you go. Look, they got the Knicks joint right here, the official Knick logo. But anyway, man, they have a ton of different chains. You can get yellow gold, you can get white gold, different inches. So you can go shorter, you can go longer, whatever you need. And they have a lot of gift sets, bundles as well, men's gift sets, women's gift sets. So shout out to our guys at GLD for sponsoring today's show. And not only that, Al, they have a lifetime guarantee. Ooh. So you order your chain, you don't like it, or things of that nature, or you want to, order something else, lifetime guarantee on their accessory lines there. So whether it's a chain, a pendant, a ring, earrings, they have NFL, NBA collabs, or even custom pieces. And for our customers, new customers, get 50% off at GLD.com using code KFTV. That's 50% off with code KFTV. And when they ask where you heard about them, tell them CP the Fanchise and the good people at KnicksFanTV sent it to you, man. All right? So go ahead and check our guys out. GLD.com, code KFTV for 50% off for new customers. Shout out to our guys at the GLD, man. Shout out to our guys. Okay. All right, a couple more things before we wrap, man. Back in the saddle, Orlando. Shout out to you guys. A fantastic time. I'm going to get more into that at the close of the show. Shout out to, we got another super chat in here, Al. Shout out to Mark Duran. $5 super chat. Says 80 is injury prone, but he plays both ends. Give me the roster that can win 16 when it matters. Brunson, McCall, 80, Mitch is chip level defense. Let's go, Knicks. That sounds hot. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, if 80 is available for all that.
If he's available for it. So like he's under the guys that like he's going to be injured all year and then come back for the playoffs. You don't know that either.
Do you want to know how many games 80 played in the 24-25 season in the postseason?
Yeah.
0.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Thanks for clarifying. The more you know. We need the more you know soundbite. All right, so there we go. Hopefully we could get past it, man. I'm good with the soldiers we got. We just got to get better from within. That's what it is right now. Let the offseason take care of itself. 16 games in. We're not panicking. Let's relax with that and keep it going. How's the schedule looking next week, Al? We have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, correct? Monday Nets. Wednesday... Is Wednesday and Friday in-season tournament? I know Friday is, correct?
Yes.
The Black Friday game
both
against
games,
the Bucks.
both Hornets and Bucks will be in-season tournament games.
Okay, so we got 2 in-season tournament games this week. What's your prediction, man?
2-1.
Whoa, who are we losing to?
Bucks, man.
Wow.
Don't be shocked. Who's guarding Giannis?
Damn, bro.
Okay. Oh, okay, Mr. Confident.
Is he playing? Is he playing?
It's the Knicks, man.
Is he playing? He's got the groin injury, and they did set the timeline for 2 weeks, which would like bring him to that game. So most likely he is. But if he's not,
then we got to.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0, man.
We're going 3-0.
Yeah, I'm putting Tosan on Giannis. No problem.
All right.
I'm going 3-0. Cup game at the Garden. Revenge. And we don't know if he's going to play or not. So if he doesn't play, I'm going with the Knicks anyway. Going 3-0. I said 3-0 last week, and I was wrong. I went 1-2. You went 1-2 as well because you said 3-0.
This is true.
I'll go 3-0.
I'm going 2-1, man. I'm going to go with 2-1.
Okay. What do you guys think in the chat? What are your record predictions this week? At Brooklyn, at the Hornets, and then home after Thanksgiving. That's a little tricky. Who's going to be in shape? Who's going to be eating a lot the night before? Who's coming in with the itis? Black Friday. Thankfully, it's a 7:30 game. I'm going to be at that game, NFL. I'll be at that game. So I'll pull up.
Which game will you be at?
Black Friday. Knicks
nice.
Bucks. We'll also be having a watch party, Clinton Hall 36. So double duties there. We'll have the watch party, Clinton Hall 36. And we'll also be at the Garden, and then we'll come back to Clinton. We'll be there before the game. We'll be there after the game, but we'll also be having a watch party as well. So make sure if you guys can't make it to the game, best place is the KFTV watch party, hosted by DJ Eric L. Beats, MC Cedro on the mic. Always a good time. Shout out to everybody that has pulled up on us. Maybe I'll give away one of these GLD chains either at the watch party. Maybe we'll do it Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday post game we'll give away one of these GLD chains, man, for somebody for the holiday. Why not?
Oh, that's a good gift.
Yeah, we'll do that, man.
See that you're in the giving mood.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it's holiday times, man. That's how
you're in the holiday spirit. I like that. I like that, CP.
I'm in the holiday spirit, man. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, shout out to everybody once again. We'll close on Orlando, man. Fantastic time out there in Orlando. First of all, beautiful day, man. It was like 80 degrees out there. So, we were shining. We coming in from 50 degrees. So, win, lose, or draw. It was like a summer day out there. Walked in. Some of you guys saw the live stream yesterday. Walked in. We had the place packed, but like a good packed. You know what I'm saying? Now, like it was. We had the whole place to ourselves.
Oh, nice.
Two rooms. District Gastro Bar. Shout out to KC. That's the owner for hosting us, and just a great time. And it was a great mix. We had a lot of locals. We had a lot of people from Orlando. A lot of course, transplants come down from New York, but living in Orlando. We had people coming in from Tampa, Deerfield, Miami. Some of our 305 Knicks fans came up there. Shout out to my guy Chaz Rodriguez, man. That's my guy Al. He travels with us city to city. So shout out to Chaz. It's such a small world. Ironically, I saw Chaz coming in, land at the airport Saturday morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, saw Chaz at Orlando International. Leaving this morning, 6:30 flight. Who's sitting next to us? But Chaz. So, yeah, you can't make it up. Shout out to Chaz, man. And then I get to the airport for Saturday. Bang, blesses us with floor seats. We already had tickets. Chaz was like, yo, here you go, man. Floor seats. So
nice.
That's how you saw, that's how we was on ESPN or NBA TV, whatever the case was. Yeah, down there. Shout out to Chaz, man. So, didn't get the result we wanted, but as I said, whenever we do these events, it's always a win for Team KFTV, man. It's always love out there. And that's just what it was, Didn't get it, but there was a lot of love. Shout out to our Knicks Twitter family, man. King Deej was out there. Shout out to Gigi. And, big reunion happened yesterday, man. Who I met yesterday for the first time in 9 years, bro?
Who did you meet?
Jay from Florida.
Oh, what's
Jay from Florida came from Tampa. I don't even think he went to the game. he just pulled up from Tampa, just to pull up. So yeah, that was cool, man. That was a cool reunion. And for somebody who has been a supporter of the platform for that long, you feel like people and you don't even meet them like that. Like even me and you have been doing this for man long before we had met actually in person. I don't even remember the first time we met in person, right? But it always felt like we are friends here just through this digital space. And so that's the same thing. So even like a guy like Jay from Florida, man, that was a cool moment, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty about what you've created, man. That's big ups to you, man, for creating KFTV, creating this community, bringing Knicks Nation together. That's what's so beautiful about this channel, man. Even with all the differences, still come through. It's one big family.
It's one big family, man. It's one big family. Shout out to the Loopy blogger. Man. Loopy pulled up. Yeah, he's hilarious. He's a good dude, and he's got a lot of fans in his own right. So it was, the thing that we try to do, man, especially when so many people come out. Like, we had 300 people there. So when these people come out, like, it's the opportunity to make a connection, whether it's a Nick connection, a love connection, business connection, whatever it is. It serves so many purposes. Yes, it's a party. It's a whole vibe. But people should be out. People should be out networking. You just never know. You never know who you might meet that might have that next opportunity for you, or that opportunity for one or more people to collab on another project or something like that.
Love connection. CP's out here being a game show host.
Yeah, you never know.
Send couples up.
Yeah,
Holy
you never
cow.
know. Watch, I guarantee you, within the next 5 years, I'm gonna meet a couple whose young son named CP was of a young Nick couple that met at Slate Clinton Hall 36 with a young whippersnapper named CP. Watch. He might be named Alex.
Oh,
right?
man.
You never know. Not that we got anything to do with it like that. But I'm saying through the show. That was some dad. That was some dad humor for you, Al. That's some dad humor. I always work on my dad jokes. I work on my dad jokes with Maria. I test out all my jokes with her, and just see if it passes the bar to be a dad joke. So she always lets me know. There you go.
You're trying out new material. I like
it. Always. Right off the dome. Shout out to Javi. I'm showing pictures up here, Al. It might be a little delayed for him showing pictures from last night. In the background, right there is Jay from Florida. He's got the mobster Adidas tracksuit on. You see him right there.
Oh, yeah.
AKA No Halliburton. Remember the No Halliburton call?
Yo.
I think Halliburton clipped that up and had some of his best year.
Bro.
Yeah, I think Halliburton caught wind of that, man. He was not too pleased. I think he thought we insulted him a little bit. So, yeah, that was Jay from Florida with the No Halliburton stuff. I'm just going through some more stuff. Okay, shout out Cedric Lucas. Okay, here we go. This was the. So they caught it on camera, man. The reunion. Me and Jay from Florida. This is out here on the streets of Orlando, man. You know what I mean?
Big up to Jay, man.
Yeah, man. Fellow brethrens. Yeah, that was a moment. Shout out to Jay. So yeah, it was a good time, man. Coming to a city near you. They're asking us to get to Atlanta for December 27th. Trying to figure that one out. Stay tuned. Definitely gonna hit Denver for sure. We gotta hit Denver. Let's go. Let's holla at Vin, Al. Let's book the Denver trip.
Oh, okay.
Let's holla at Vin. Let's get the snowmobiles cracking. That's on my bucket list. Let's hit the mountains.
Denver, that'll be a good one. That'll be good. That'll be fun.
Let's hit the Rockies, man. We'll go get some snowmobiles. Bring the GoPros. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That'll be a good time.
Yeah, we're going to do a little X Games going out there in Denver. I think that's a weekend game, too. So, yeah, we want to do Denver. All-Star on the table. So, yeah, stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. The Road Warriors Road Tour will continue win, lose, or draw. Shout out to Cedric Lucas. Still going through some other pictures, man. Yeah, it was just a beautiful thing, man. People coming in there with their kids and, just taking pictures and stuff, man. Fabulous time in the family show.
Nice. I saw you met my guy Dave the Goliath down there.
Shout out to Dave. Yeah, I showed that picture. Yeah, and Dave, funnily enough, Dave put us on. I didn't know that y'all knew each other before this.
Yeah, man. We went to high school together. We were on the same football team, my guy.
That's what he said. So, yeah, again, small world, right?
Small world.
Small world. So that's just all part of the experience and what makes this stuff so much fun for us, to do. Because there's a lot of love for us in there, man. Definitely a lot of love for us in different cities. And as you can see, we travel very well. There's my guy, King Deej. King Deej pulled up to the thing, to the party, pulled up to the game. I get off the plane this morning. Who do I see behind me? King Deej and DG coming off of their flight. So you can't escape.
Yo, Deej is all over the place,
Deej is everywhere. Deej is everywhere.
Where isn't Deej at this point?
Yeah. So shout out to Deej. How'd your football team do today, Al? As we segue to football Sundays, I didn't check in on the Jets game.
Oh, my goodness. We're going. Well, I'll say this.
Yeah.
Your team gave an entertaining game. My team decided to do what they do best.
Okay.
Which is ish the bed.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how the Jets go, man. Like, there's nothing that I expect on any let me tell you this. It is hate watching at this point.
Yeah.
It is hate watching.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm just like, I tune in every single time, expecting something to be different. And they played the Ravens today. But, hey, they can't score, man. They can't play defense. They can't score. It is just atrocious. It's a full-on fire sale at this point. And we had your boy play quarterback today, Glassman. He was out
Tyrod. Tyrod. What was he looking like?
Like Tyrod.
Keep hope alive, brother. Keep hope alive. As you said with my team, they gave us a thrilling, entertaining loss. And that's how I like it these days, man. That's how I like it. Man, shout out to Jameis. He was airing it out. He was Hail Mary Jameis. What they have, like 10 plays of 20+ yards the first time since at least 1991. Like, it was their best passing game of ever. So shout out to Jameis. Wandell, my guy Wandell was out there going crazy. Isaiah Hodgins, I made the comment on Twitter. I said, Isaiah Hodgins, every time he comes off the couch, comes to the Giants and becomes Jerry Rice. I said every single Giant receiver, except for Wandell, should be extremely embarrassed. All right? That this guy every single year comes off the couch and goes beast mode and outproduces people who have been on that roster for years, and I don't got to name names. Theo Johnson. There's some positives, man. There's some positives. Theo Johnson, great job. The running game was great today. And Jameis, I like to see him as a leader. I want to see him as a backup quarterback with this team. But then you see why he's a backup quarterback, because he giveth and taketh away. But I still like him. I still like him as a backup to Dart next year. I think he's a leader that this team needs. I would have liked to see that team win. You could tell they really put it on the line, but it's too much mistakes.
They really tried.
And then look, the coaching thing, and Neighbors goes out and he blasts the team and then deletes the tweet. But the coaching thing in the end, you have overtime. You start the first play of the game in overtime on defense, and your best defensive players are not out there. So then it's like they show you who they are, man. And this is why I'm like, I'm not rooting for wins. I want competitive losses, because at the end of the day, none of these wins are going to mask the fact that the Giants still need a head coach, a defensive coordinator, probably a new GM, probably a new owner, and a lot more talent. So why do I care about these wins? I'm not chasing wins. Of course, the players are going to do that. I want to see compete and lose. Get into the draft and get some talent in there. And that's what they're doing. So I'm good.
Hey,
I was happy
at least
with
you get
today.
some competition, man. I'm just watching my team get manhandled on a regular basis. So, what was more frustrating was watching last week, Thursday, where I got to watch now Drake May out here. Now the Patriots get the... They didn't suffer enough, CP. That's what bothers me the most. It's one thing to watch your team suck, but now I got to go watch the team that had a dynasty with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Get Vrabel, who they wanted. Okay. They get rid of Mayo. They say, nope, we got Vrabel. That's okay. Then we get Drake May over here. And now now he's in MVP considerations. And it's only 2 seasons he's been in the league.
Absolutely.
That's the more frustrating thing as a Jets fan, man. Because I'm watching my team periodically, on a consistent basis, lose and not compete.
Difference. There is a difference. So, yeah. When I got home this morning, I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching that game. It was an entertaining game. I was entertained. And when they lost, I had no reaction. At
least you were entertained.
Yeah, I moved on with my day after they lost. I was fine.
I will say this. Thank God I got Gibbs on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I do. Me too. In my fantasy, both my teams are in the crapper, so that was good to see him.
Bro,
doing so.
Gibbs went off.
He did.
Good.
But how do you explain that as a coach? You're fighting for a job. Your defensive coordinator is fighting for a job, and you don't have your best team.
Bro, he just overtime and takes it 69 yards to the house.
Right through the gap where Jackson was supposed to be. So that's why I'm like, yo, you want me to be mad at that? You want me to be mad at that? You're a bad team for a reason. And this is why, man. Right? Like, let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not pretend. Just be who you are.
Oh, man. What's funny is that when you go through, because I was watching football with my boy, and I was like, it's interesting, when you watch some of these teams, and you're like, wait a minute, who's quarterbacking now? You see Baker, even though he got injured tonight, Baker had
he got hurt today? Baker Mayfield got hurt?
Yeah, he was in a sling by the end of it, man.
Oh, damn. Mm-hmm.
At the end of the half, he was trying to throw a Hail Mary. They hit his arm, and you could see he was in some pain. But it's nice to see that he's had a resurgence. Sam Darnold's having a resurgence. Lamar Jackson's having a good season. You see Josh Allen. That was actually a good quarterback class that I'm looking at. I'm like, wow, 4 of those 5 guys are playing. Then I look at the class that we gave up Sam Darnold for, where you have Justin Fields, Trey Lance.
Oh my God, is Trey Lance even in the league?
I don't know what he's doing. He might be bagging groceries at this point, for all I know. But the fact that the one guy that's out there starting at one point was Justin Fields should tell you, and that's wow. And this is what's even funnier. I'm seeing Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston
back in it.
They're still playing.
You just can't call it. Yeah, Trey Lance. What happened? You just can't call it, man, in this league. So where they play for pay. Shout out to Chris Berman. All right, Al, great show. We got the Nets tomorrow, so make sure you guys tap in with us for post-game live. Shout out to Salehi Bembry. Check out the interview. We just came on before this show. If you guys saw it, shout out to everybody who tapped in. If not, tap in with it, man. We got a diehard Knicks fan who is killing the game in sneaker and fashion design and just released a Mitchell and Ness collab. Knicks jersey and Knicks jacket. So shout out to Salehi. If you guys saw when I had Luis Guzman on the show, and on that interview, the jacket that Luis had on, that was the Salehi jacket. That was the Mitchell and Ness jacket, because Luis was the head of the head talent for the campaign. The head talent for the campaign was
that jacket's fire.
The jacket's nice. And then they got the Ewing jersey as well. So. Anyway, shout out to them. Oh, shout out to my guy Chip, Al. I see Chip in the chat. He was also with the Road Warrior crew. Shout out to Chip, man. Chip been with us. Miami, Orlando, San Francisco, New York, watch parties. So shout out to Chip, man. When we talk about them Road Warriors and the KFTV Day Ones, he's definitely was part of some original crews, man. So shout out to Chip. He was out there, man. Shout out to Chip, man. Shout out to everybody else that pulled up for sure. Zach from LA, salute to you. And shout out to the Replay Gang. Remember that these shows are available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. And once again, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, post-game live. Let's get back on the winning side of things, man. Al, great show. We out of here. Peace.